Have you ever been working at getting a lot of weight up? I mean, a lot of weight. And you're struggling, and you know you're struggling, and you know you're probably not there yet to get that amount of weight up. But you're like, you know what? Screw it. And you sacrifice form, and you get that rep up. Should you? Is it a good thing? Do we place too much emphasis on the number on the weight? That's what we're talking about in this episode. So get ready for episode 121. All right, let's go.
I've always been that skinny guy.
Why can't I gain muscle mass?
What do I do in the gym?
They said I'd always be skinny.
This is your complete source for how to gain lean muscle and break out of your skinny body. From nutrition to getting the most out of your workouts and everything in between. We know just how frustrating gaining muscle mass can be, but don't worry, we've got you covered. You're listening to the Bones to Bulk podcast. Hey, welcome to today's episode. I'm excited you're here. My name is Brian Parody. I will be your host. And before we dive into today's content, if you have not been over to bonestobulk.com, please go check it out. I just launched a couple weeks ago a free meal plan. It is an entire week's worth of meal plans that you can download. It's delivered to your inbox. Easy peasy. It includes all your meals, your snacks. It has recipes. Just put in your email address right there on the homepage of bonestobulk.com. It's delivered to your email address. Too easy, right? Too easy. Also, just want to say that the Bones to Bulk courses, so our complete meal guide and our complete Bones to Bulk program, are more than 50% off. So that is a huge savings. The complete program is now $57.99, regularly $129. So huge savings. Take advantage of that. It's only available at that price for a very limited time. All right, let's jump into today's episode. I know that I used to be extremely guilty of trying to lift more weight than I should. All right, so life is kind of crazy right now. If you whether you're working, whether you're teleworking, I don't know kind of what your situation is. For me personally, I am teleworking and my kids are out of school and my wife is working from home. I mean, she always works from home, so it's kind of normal for her other than all the noise going on in the house. It's a crazy time. It is a crazy time. And I want to encourage you to not give up on your fitness goals during this time because it's very easy to get in this mindset of, oh shoot, all this crap is going to hell in a handbasket and there's all this snacks in the house and I'm exhausted and I'm a little bit nervous. I'm fearful of this or that. And so we let our nutrition slip. We let our fitness routine slip because, maybe we don't have access to a gym, since pretty much all the gyms are closed, or maybe we don't even have any free weights at home and we're just stuck and we're like, what the hell am I supposed to do? And I get it. I mean, my kids being home, love them to death, but man, they have a lot of energy and trying to get work done while they're home is difficult and it's stressful and it leads you to want to gorge on the chocolate or have a little bit more alcohol than normal. I totally understand. I'm in the same boat. But I really want to encourage you to still stay active, still stay healthy. Switch your mind from the mindset of, I can't work out to what can I do? How can I improve my physical health in the situation I'm in? Maybe you don't have weights. That's fine. Grab a backpack. You can do a ton of workouts with a backpack. Throw some weight in there. You can do push-ups. You can do lunges. You can do squats. You can bench press the backpack with weights in it. You can do overhead presses with it. You can curl it using the handle. Get creative. It doesn't have to look like your normal workout routine, but it's so crucial now more than ever with added stress to make sure that you're maintaining your health, that you're maintaining your good nutrition habits so that you can come out of this stronger and in better shape and at a better place mentally than when it all started. Not the opposite. And I know that's difficult, and I'm not saying it's easy. Nobody ever said any of this shit is easy. It's not. So I just want to encourage you to keep up what you can. Get outside and go for a walk. Do what you can, but make sure that you're moving. Make sure that you're staying active. It's easy just to sit and do nothing for hours and hours. Do some push-ups every hour. Do something that's physically active.
It's going to be good for your body. It's going to be good for your mental state. All right. And as a segue into today's topic, because a lot of us are home, I've talked to a lot of different people and, they have a couple sets of dumbbells at home. And so they're doing what they can with those, but they're lifting lighter weight, which begs the question, can you gain muscle with lighter weight? And so often we place so much emphasis on 1 rep maxes and, how much do you lift, bro? And what's your squat and what's your bench press? And I get it. It's a comparison thing, because usually when we ask that, we're like, well, I wonder how I'm doing compared to how they're doing. You know what I mean? And it's easy to fall into that trap. And I am totally guilty of it for a long, long time. And I still sometimes focus too much on the 1 rep max. I'm not going to lie and say that you should never go for 1 rep maxes. Absolutely. Like, I have goals. I want to hit 1 rep maxes this year on certain exercises. Not saying there's anything wrong with that. It's good. It's good to change things up. But we can't ignore that you can get a very effective workout in with light weights. Because I guarantee you, if you pick up some 10 or 15 pound dumbbells and you do front delt raises and you do them painfully slow, you slowly raise them as you count to 5 and you slowly lower them as you count to 5, and you do that over and over and over, your arms are going to feel like they're going to fall off by the time you get to about 15 or 20 reps of that. It's going to happen. You have to think about, maybe you're not lifting as heavy, but go more volume and go slower and focus on the muscle you're working. Make that mind-muscle connection, because it's going to make all the difference in the world. And a lot of people will argue, well, you're not stretching the muscle fibers enough. Bullcrap. If you're doing your exercises properly, if you're fully contracting, fully isolating the muscle, if you're going slow, like, you're going to stretch the muscle fiber enough. Trust me. There's a lot of exercises, a lot of workouts I do that are very lightweight exercises. I don't use heavy weights on them. I'm not saying I never go heavy. I'm not saying I don't do any of those things. Of course I do. But I also do a lot of lightweight training. And that's so beneficial, because it brings us back to that state of, this isn't just about my ego. This isn't just about, making a statement by how much I can lift and saying my 1 rep max is this, but this is more of every repetition counts. Every repetition matters. Every single one. It's not only the 1 rep maxes that matter, because what gets me to that point? It's these small, slow reps that I do on a regular basis over and over and over. And this is true in anything. It's true in nutrition. It's true in strength training. It's true in learning a craft or a skill or anything in life. It's not done all in one fell, huge swoop. It's just not. It's the small, everyday habits. And I talk about that all the time, that compound effect. Those small things you do add up. Don't ever underestimate them. You've probably seen stories of people who only give up one thing and walk for an hour a day and have huge transformations over the course of a couple of years. You know why? Because that stuff adds up. It may not seem significant after you track it for like a week, but a year, 2 years of repetitively staying more active and giving up unhealthy items? Absolutely. So kind of to come back full circle, how we started this episode, if you're stuck in the house, there's probably, my gosh, if you've raided the grocery stores like a lot of people I know, then you probably have more food than normal, more snacks. The kids are home, so there's probably all kinds of junk food. And don't let it tempt you. Don't give in. I'm not saying you can't have a cheat meal and that stuff. That's totally different, but don't be going in there and raiding it every day. Remember your purpose in fitness. Remember your goal. Remember what you're trying to get to and stick to that. Remember, with your family being home, with your kids being home, look at them and think to yourself, I want to be a good example of them. My daughter is always talking about how, because both my wife and I, we work out, we eat really healthy, and she's always saying, like, who's more healthy? Daddy or mommy? And she'll kind of do this back and forth, and we always try to get her to side with each other. But I'm not saying they eat pretty healthy, but they also eat cookies and ice cream and the typical things that kids, I don't want to deprive them of that, because I want them to make these decisions on their own, but they're seeing firsthand, hey, this is healthy and this is unhealthy. And my daughter, she'll eat ice cream. She knows it's unhealthy, but she eats it, but she has that understanding. in her mind. And so when she gets older and starts making, more decisions on her own with her food intake, then she can kind of come to terms with that. But she'll have that base. She'll have that modeling, because that's kind of all we can do. I don't want to, because I don't believe in like restricting, like, no, you can never have this. You can never have. Now, there are certain things, like none of my kids have ever had soda, any of that stuff. But, for the most part, yeah, we allow them to have treats and enjoy foods. And again, it's just because I don't want to deprive them of something, because I feel like when you deprive somebody of something, that's a tongue twister. Deprive somebody of something makes them want it all the more. So I kind of got off on a little rabbit trail there. But the point is, like, if you're home and your kids are home, like, be a good example. Let that drive you to not, go and grab the cookies every hour, because I know it's hard. It's difficult. Like, I get it. But stay strong. Keep a sound mind. Be a leader to those around you. Don't fear, don't panic, be smart, make good decisions. Absolutely. Don't let fear control you, and take ownership of this time, savor it. I know that sounds weird, because there's a lot of bad stuff and there's a lot of people hurting out there, and I get that, and I'm not trying to make light of that, but we have to be a light to those around us in the way that we can. Let that be your goal for the next couple weeks, next month, however long this kind of goes on. It looks like it may be a little while, and just stick with it. Remember, those small things matter. With that being said, remember, we can get through this. We can get through anything. We're able to adapt, to overcome. Doesn't mean it's always going to be easy, but we can overcome any obstacle. Remember, you've got this.